Hey guys, Melissa here. This is a tutorial on how to make a book shadow box. This is also going to be a swap over at your paper pantry that I'm hosting. So I just want to give you a brief overview of the things that you're going to need to make this project. Firstly, you're going to need a hardcover book. This is about an inch thick. The first one I made, I used a actual vintage book. I don't suggest that. I suggest you use a regular, book you can find at Goodwill, That way when you cut the pages, you're not dealing with really thin pages that rip really easily. That was the problem that I ran into. So, first of all, you're going to need to find a hardcover book. This one measures... Let's see. This one measures about 8 1/4 by 5 1/2. That's roughly about the size that you're going to want to do. You don't want to take on a book that's too much bigger than this because, it just will be a bigger project. So you're going to need some Mod Podge or Mod Podge-like product. You're going to want to have some kind of a craft mat to work on, a brush to apply your Mod Podge, preferably not one of your favorite brushes. A couple of clips will come in really handy. I have a brush to the side with water in it just in case I need to thin out my Mod Podge or I get clumps or something. That's just a precaution. You're going to want to have something to clean up with, so I have my baby wipes right here. So let's get started. I'm going to start by putting my, you're going to also need an X-Acto blade, preferably a very sharp one. So I've got my craft mat. You're going to want to split your book in half. That's about good, doesn't have to be perfect. And then take your clips. Make sure that you hold one side to the one side over because we're going to work with one side first. And because this is a tutorial, I'm not going to do the whole thing. I want to just, if you're a crafter, these things will make sense to you, so they shouldn't be that difficult for you to do. In my book, I did multiple heights as far as the boxes in the book go, but you don't have to do that if you don't want to. But for starters, you're going to want to, let's see, let me get my brush. For starters, you're going to want to Mod Podge a couple pages down just to get your base going. Okay, so I mean it's super simple. This is all you need to do. And because you're going to be doing so many pages, you don't have to like thoroughly cover every single page. You just want it to stick, but you do want to kind of make sure that you don't have too many bumps and lumps underneath on your bottom layers. So we're just gonna, I found that the less I put right here in the middle of the binding, the less I had to deal with the buckling of the pages right there. But we're just gonna go through, want to lay it down. Now see, I'm not putting much right here to the center. I'm just flipping my page over. It's a little time consuming, but it's really not that bad. This is definitely a swap that you don't want to wait until the last minute to work on. It's not a swap. It's not a project that you want to give yourself one day to do. So keep that in mind if you're joining the swap. Okay, so now I have a good base down for my pages. My husband's shaving our dog. So let's see, I'm going to go like this. Now I'm going to take a pencil. Let's see, I can't find a pencil, so I got a pen. And I'm just going to roughly, and I want to give myself a border around the edges because I don't want the outside to be too thin. So I just kind of follow the words. And in here, in the center of the book, you don't want to get too close to the center of the book, okay? So, here's a good size box. Now don't forget, you're going to want to decorate in places that you don't have boxes also. So maybe, do a box here. Okay. Maybe give yourself some space right here to, put some embellishments or, maybe some words or just however you want to decorate your book. Maybe go over here. But you do want to try and keep the borders, very comparable. Maybe we'll do a box right there, and we'll do a box right here. And then maybe, let's see, a little box up here. Like that. Okay? So, first thing you want to do is hold down your pages. Start with your craft knife. And you just start cutting. And you want to do it as straight as possible. Okay? You want to get all the way to the corners, each corner, because when you remove these, you want them to be as much as in a shape of a box as possible, right? But don't forget, it's also handmade, so it's not perfect. Now, don't worry about the writing on this page. You can either, once you're done, remove the top page and have that writing gone all together, or, you're going to paint it. There are several ways that you can decorate this once you've finished. I spray painted mine, my embellishments, everything, with white spray paint. And then I added a layer of gesso over the spray paint. And then I covered it with like the Lindy's spray. And I'll show you guys a picture of, actually, I have a video of what my first project that I made, so I will link that in this so you can see what the final outcome was with that look. At the same time, you don't have to, and don't forget, you're gonna make, the little rips and tears aren't gonna matter. But if you don't want to do the whole entire covered paint look, then you can leave the book the way it is and then just maybe just stress it with some inks and some paints and put the embellishments that will kind of coordinate with your theme. You can also do the shabby chic look where you just put like a ton of lace and accent with white paint. There's a lot of different ways you can go with this. It doesn't have to be exactly what I did. So, okay, so you guys are getting the idea, right? That you're just gonna simply cut little boxes out of your pages. And you want to do this before you paint or gesso the pages down, okay? Because once you gesso them, they're not going to come out. So that's why I did my first layer of pages to make my base page look, the back of the book, and then remove the rest of the pages. So here we go. We're just plunking away at this. I'm going to stop the video and come back when I have this box completely cut out, and we'll go from there.